Welcome back, my fellow duplicants, to Oxygen Not Included. Now, if you haven't been following the series, this is my Ultimate Automation Challenge base, and it's packed full of a lot of stuff. And one of the things that I'm trying to build is a space base. Now, you guys have commented many different times about the challenges that I'm going to face up here in the space base, plus the fact that I started this map before there was a patch to where the asteroids wouldn't continuously erode the map. So, as you can see here, the normal map is kind of right back here, and it's just slowly digging down further and further into my base, and it's going to start to cause some major problems, like possibly uncovering this volcano and then having molten magma just flow all the way down through my base, or opening up this area over here in the space area, you know, where I'm going to be building my space base. So in order to be successful here, I need to understand just how much armor I'm going to need to keep the meteorites from destroying everything I've built. So I need to run a test. So I've loaded up a new map here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to build several different tile arrangements to kind of understand just how much meteorites damage those tiles. So if I take a look at all the different tiles I have just your generic tiles, your normal tile. So if you take a look at everything I have here, I've got tiles. So this is just all of your different rocks and minerals. And then I've got airflow, mesh, insulated, plastic, metal, windows, and then bunker tiles, which you would normally use to defend from meteorites. However, we also have pneumatic doors, bunkers, doors, and buildings that we might be able to throw up that may just help, but we won't know until we try it. All right, so here's my setup. I have the same, generic tiles, but different materials set up in one row, 10 tiles wide, or 5 deep, 10 tiles wide. And I'm just gonna let this run through a couple meteor showers to see what happens. All right, so I'm speeding up the game really, really fast here. And we're gonna see if I can get some of these meteor showers to fall in on us. Otherwise, this would just be a really, really long recording process. So hopefully this works. All right, so now we can get a good idea of what's happening here. We've got a giant one, and that one's heading for some sedimentary rock. Oh! That did some damage, not a whole lot. Ooh, but the little ones, yeah, those are gonna add up pretty quick. Let's back out. Ooh, this is toast. So is my scanner. So you can see the meteors are... Oh, wow. The iron comets, those are beastly. It just went right through the ceramic tile over there on the left. Granite stopped it. Surprisingly, granite held up to some punishment over here. This is going to be granite as well versus some iron. Yeah, ouch. What? Those windows held up because they're made of diamond. Oh, maybe that was it. Interesting. All right, so it does look like different materials are responding differently. Although a window tile doesn't necessarily show damage. Oh my. Of course, I'm not really even testing that right now anyhow, so. So I'm just going to speed this up now, and we're going to see what happens. Oh, I don't know, over several cycles. So just to kind of look back here, I'm not sure everything was hit though, which is why I think the 5 deep test is going to be more relevant than the single. It looks like the most durable material I have right now is granite and abyssite. And you know what? If you remember back to the water pressure test, they did respond differently. And if you think of how the game is actually going to determine whether something is going to be damaged or not, I would think pressure would be what it would be using. So we know that materials withstand different amounts of pressure. So maybe they're connected. Man, everything's getting pelted. Yeah, so look at this over here. You can see, obviously, ceramic is getting beat up. Obsidian's not doing too well. Igneous rock again. These are all kind of weaker stuff. The granite, though, is holding up quite well. The standout, though, is abyssite over here. Look at how well that's holding up. It has yet to have a single tile break away. The mafic rock is doing quite well, too, which we can actually just dig up and build into tiles. Granted, it's getting pummeled every single cycle, so you'd have to take a lot. What's also interesting here is, you know, the fact that we have really, really hot stuff on top of this, because that, you know, the debris is really, really hot. If you look at the regolith there, it's at 200 degrees Celsius, and you guys were warning me about that in the comment section of, you know, if it builds up, it's just going to radiate down into your base and cause a lot of problems. All right, so this should be the last shower I think we'll endure right now. And we're just going to take the best of this result, which is clearly going to be abyssalite, and we'll start to compare it to everything else. I would think an insulated material would do better because it's going to have a higher mass. So the igneous rock, you know what, it held up. And it held up as well over here. Oh yeah, there we go. Now you're thinking. Just take that. Bam. Alright, so both the igneous rock and abyssalite were impressive. So I'll put those right here as kind of control samples. And then right next to that, we're going to put all of the different insulated tiles. Now, I could test over here to the left, things like plastic tiles and metal tiles. My original thought for armor inside of my base was going to be like a layer of bunker tile, if possible, and then like a space to where you can get under there and you can repair things, and then have like abyssalite underneath that. Or I may do like bunker tile and metal tile, like, I don't know. There might be a very interesting pattern that we can use to really protect yourself from these meteorites. But I'm definitely thinking along the lines of some sort of double hole, you know, to where it's not just one line of defense, and if that gets broken then you die. That doesn't seem like a smart idea at all. Oh, this worked out perfectly. Okay, so I have 2 spots left over here on the right. So I'm going to put diamond and then glass. Let's see if either of those fail under meteorites. I think I did see the diamond eventually start to break down there. It'll be interesting to see if the ceramic is, you know, a lot weaker or if it's just as strong. This is such an exciting test. So I've been watching some sci-fi recently, get myself all hyped up for the space base. Ooh, I was just watching a documentary on nuclear stuff as well. Nuclear energy. I wonder if they're going to do that in this game. That would be pretty cool. Like, you have to keep it cool with water, otherwise it blows up. Alright, well, right off the bat here I can see that normal glass is pathetic and just gets obliterated. What is this made out of? Sedimentary rock. Get out of here. So this one is granite, and that's not granite. What are the 2 ones that I'm comparing? Abyssalite here, and I think this one over here is abyssalite as well. And to the right of that, what do I got? Alright, so it's hard to... This is the one I'm focusing on. That's the one I'm focusing on. That one, and that one. So that's igneous rock, and that's igneous rock. Here, we'll just mark it with a double adder. Wow, okay, so I am surprised that the metal tiles are getting damaged as much as they are. I think I might have learned something here, that metal tiles are not better. Maybe not better than abyssalite. 100 kilograms, 200 kilograms. Maybe that's why. Because there's less mass in the metal than there is in the rock. Okay, sure. Oxygen not included. This is like a game of Tetris, but it's in reverse. Kind of interesting. So the one I want to focus on over here is steel. So this one, it's actually holding up really quite well. It's not, I mean, that and just plain old abyssalite seem to be the best options. I mean, the insulated abyssalite doesn't seem to be faring any better. Everything else is just kind of getting eroded. It's not like I can just drop meteors like right where I want them though. Alright, so I think that's fairly definitive right there. Abyssalite is the winner from what I'm seeing. That and steel. So for my next test, those will be my 2 remaining materials and we'll compare the other stuff to it. As far as the windows were concerned, diamond was definitely more resilient than glass. So it was interesting. Now let's compare the steel tile to the bunker tile. So we should see that the bunker tile should hopefully last longer than anything else because, well, it's designed to do this. So there's the hint right there. Can withstand extreme pressure and impacts. So that's good. Now, if we compare all of this to like pneumatic doors or something like that, let's see what happens. So I'm using iron on these just to see if anything stands a chance. I could try different materials if they actually look like they're going to last. Bunker doors. Oh man, look at 500 steel apiece. I can't even put anything there. What if you cover the sky in abyssalite storage compactors? On a more serious note, what if we put airflow tiles up here versus mesh tiles? Now this is all made out of iron. And we'll see if any of these tiles can withstand impacts. So the cost of building a... Oh, here we go. Oh, darn it. Pneumatic doors is not a good defense against meteorites. We'll slow the game down here, see what happens. Oh no, the mesh tiles got obliterated. Okay, so the door over here did break down. But wait, how much did I get out of it? There's only... Oh crap, I don't know which one... I think I only got 1/4 of what I put into that. Storage compactors don't block meteorites. Darn it. Ooh, 50 kilograms of steel. Yeah, so I got 50% back of what I put in. When I build a tile out of abyssalite, it takes 200. Okay, so I get 50% back. Okay. God, this is such a boring test. Okay, so unsurprisingly, bunker tiles are just taking the punishment, and they're really not having any problems at all. This one's a little broken. Oh wait, never mind, that's just a ladder. Yeah, bunker tiles are dope. And it looks like the bunker doors, they're doing just fine as well. I'm gonna go ahead and set up just a big row of them like this. Might be kind of a cool way to open up a bunch of doors, let stuff drop through, you know, and then you sort it out. It'd be really hot, but, you know, with some auto sweeper arms and whatnot, you could probably pick it up fast and kind of deliver it somewhere. I don't know. A couple of good ideas, probably. Here's an idea. Steam turbines made of steel. They do technically have their own floor. So let's see what happens if I do this. Alright, so here's an interesting idea. If I have a bunch of bunker doors spaced like this, then it should drop a bunch of this stuff through once the door is fully open. Yeah, it does! And then you can close it back up. That's kind of cool if you want to like mine stuff automatically. You can just have a whole bunch of bunker doors. I've also put a couple of steam turbines up here because those are made of steel. We'll see what happens. They also have their own floor, kind of, so maybe they'll work, maybe they won't. As far as this material over here, the abyssalites, you know, starting to break down. Steel isn't doing so hot, but the bunker tiles are obviously what you want to use if you have steel available. So those are not equivalent at all. This is kind of my ideal armor setup. So you can see what's going on here. We have steel up top, and then below that I have abyssalite. So this protects me from the temperature, and this protects me from the meteors. And then I have a door to get in there if I need to repair anything. I don't have to go out and try to climb over whatever is out there. So far that's held up just fine, and you know, hasn't even been an issue. Everything just breaks on top of it. Ha! So this did break. Does stuff still travel through it? No way. Hang on. I think this is working. Take this, space. Throw your biggest rocks you got at me. Here, I'll put a bunch of ladders below it to see if anything makes its way through. This is amazing! It's invincible armor. I mean, you could just use bunker tiles, but why not use a bunch of steam turbines? Nothing's making it through. Okay, I know what you're saying. That stuff's made of steel, and if you have steel, why not just make a bunker tile? All right, I get what you're getting at there. But what if we make that steam turbine out of gold? This completely works. How about that? Next patch notes, we're gonna see steam turbines no longer block meteorites. Well, there you go. Some unconventional armor for you. Steam turbines. Why not? I mean, at least they're finally useful for something. Alright, so I think that was some good testing here. We learned some things. If you're going to put down any sort of normal tile, you might as well just put down an abyssalite tile because it performs as good or better than any other tile I was able to test. Now, yes, I didn't test all the different types of raw material for, mesh tiles or airflow tiles, but I mean, what's the point, right? Just put down an abyssalite tile, and if you have steel, then obviously a bunker tile is the way to go, or a bunker door, which I think is a little bit more interesting because you can actually open it up and then potentially mine some of that stuff below it. Then again, obviously you have to close that door back up, so there's some more risk involved. Placing abyssalite beneath a bunker tile will protect you from the temperature. We've already kind of seen how that temperature impacts this stuff up here. You can see it's very, very hot at 300 degrees Celsius. But if you happen to have some extra metal laying around and you want to build some unconventional armor, well, you can throw down some steam turbines because currently in this version of the game, they block meteorites. I love it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little episode here of Oxygen Not Included. If you found it entertaining or enjoyable, let me know down there in the comment section below if you got some ideas for me. And if I've earned your subscription, then thank you so much for that. Stay awesome, guys. Have a great day. Peace. Brothgar out.